Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. We are out on the back porch and my little doggy neighbor over here, Zeus, is trying to tell me something. I don't know. Oh, doing his business. So excuse that. It's kind of a chilly day. How chilly is it? Let's see. It is currently 62 degrees and very cloudy. As you can tell, I don't have a ton of light today, but I'm going to talk to you anyway. I was thinking about doing an update, and I was going to be super detailed on everything, but I didn't know what you guys wanted to see. So it's a Sunday afternoon. I have thrown up my hair. I don't even know what it's doing. I don't know what my makeup's doing, but I figured one kid is out in a tent with his little buddy in the backyard, and one kid is peacefully looking at an iPad. So I figured now is a great time to film a homeschool update. We are something like 8 something weeks in and things are going really well. I look back and I think that now that we're this far in, I feel like homeschooling 2 is going, I mean, first of all, it's going a lot better than I anticipated. Also, homeschooling 2 is, it's good. It's almost easier. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, let's start with Caleb. We are in 2nd grade. This is our 3rd year of homeschooling. For him, we are still using the, and by the way, you can look at our homeschool plans video. I can link it below. I can link my whole homeschool playlist below so you can see all those videos. I have a lot of them, so settle in. But we're still using the spelling through copywork. He is doing, okay. With reading, we're still doing a lot of the Bob books. We still are cycling through those. And anything he can read, I try to get him to read. For him, his reading level is probably not 2nd grade, and the reason why is because he absolutely hates it. I don't care what he reads. I just want him to read something. And people are like, oh, find something that they're interested in. Yeah, been there, done that. He would rather me pull out his toenails with pliers than sit and read. I usually have to accompany reading with some sort of thing that he wants to do, like play outside or look at the iPad or have all sorts of things that he wants to do. I tell him you have to go read first. And I don't use it as like a punishment. That was a thought that occurred to me, like, if you don't do this, then I'm gonna make you sit and read. But if I tell him he needs to read for 30 minutes or whatever, anytime he asks, especially repeatedly, I'm gonna be like, okay, you ask me one more time, it's 5 extra minutes. So I guess it is a bit of a punishment, but I want him to learn to just sit and enjoy what he's reading. And I have found with the Bob books, and I sung the Bob books praises last year because he went from like hardly reading at all to reading full sentences and everything. He's on the 3rd level of the books, like the 3rd collection. I don't know what like grade level that is, but he can do those so much easier than he could in the spring. He's flying through them. I mean, in the spring when we would do them, it was like torture to get through 1. Now he can get through 3 or 4 before he just kind of runs out of steam. So he is doing that. We're still doing, like I said, the spelling through copywork. Last year we did Heart of Dakota and it was wonderful, but we are not using that anymore because I needed to streamline homeschooling for us. And so that was where I was getting a lot of his spelling words and reading material last year. What else? We did Life of Fred. Let's see, we cycled through A, B, and C, apples, butterflies, and cats. Or did we do dogs? I can't remember if we did dogs last year. But anyway, we cycled again through apples and butterflies. and we were going to start cats, but I realized he really needs to work on his math facts, like being able to say them. So I didn't buy a math curriculum for him or anything. So what I did was I went online, and I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but Easy Peasy All-in-One Homeschool is fantastic. It's free. I mean, you print out the worksheets and stuff, and so I guess it's not completely free, but your access to it is completely free. It's just it's big PDF documents. And so I've been printing out first grade worksheets and having him do several at a time, because it's like I needed something to build his confidence. So I think we're on like, I had him do like a day 23 of first grade. He's in second grade, but I had him do like a day 23 of first grade, and then I jumped to like a day 40 something of first grade. So we're skipping a lot. I'm just kind of pushing it forward to see, what challenges him, what he enjoys. I did learn from Rebecca that the bright colors and everything in the math lessons were very overwhelming to him. So I like to keep it simple with Easy Peasy All-in-One Homeschool, because they're just black and white. And so we're almost finished with first grade. And then I've even looked at some of the second grade, and I think we may skip ahead in that as well. But I just wanted to find something that he could do. Also, when I can give him worksheets to do, it gives me time to work one-on-one with Brayden, and I will get to him in a second. Thought that was my child. So let's see, I just saw 4 little boys like tear out running away from that tent. Maybe somebody farted in there, I don't know. Anyway, we've got the reading, the spelling, the math, and handwriting. I'm using that spelling through copywork to do his handwriting. So he's copying his spelling words and copying the sentences that use his spelling words. And I also bought, and this is kind of segue into the next thing, I also bought the Prescripts books that pair up with Classical Conversations, and it's when he writes his history sentence every week, several times. And let's go to that, Classical Conversations. Both of the boys are in it. We are in week 5 of Classical Conversations, and you guys, I love this program. I love it. This was such a good choice. I'm so thankful that the Lord led us in this direction. Again, we're only 5 weeks in, but I'm so pleased with it. First of all, it's a really great curriculum. I love our community that we have. It has opened my eyes and opened the boys' eyes to more as we study. Classical Conversations, they're on the same level. They're both in Foundations, which is the, lower elementary stage. And in that, they are doing math, science, history, Latin, geography, and more history. It's very history heavy, and they're memorizing a lot, which takes advantage of the fact that kids have a great memory and can memorize things very easily. So they're memorizing some math facts. They're memorizing various Latin things, like this week is bo bis bit, bimus bitus bunt, first conjugation, future tense. That's what they're doing this week. And let me talk about Latin for a second. They are not learning to translate anything in Latin at this point. Basically, they're starting to learn little pieces of Latin as they are in the lower elementary years. And then once they get higher up, they'll actually, it's basically, instead of having 2 years of high school Latin, you're getting like 9 years of Latin, just a teensy bit at a time, if that makes sense. And the way CC works is that it cycles through things, so you review, you're constantly reviewing, which is how a lot of us learn. And they're learning they're getting a huge perspective of history, and they're learning it at the same time. So it's on different levels, but they're still learning the same thing. In geography, they were learning we're focusing on Europe this year and the Middle Ages. And so they're learning the different countries, some of the cities and countries, the rivers, the seas around North Sea, Baltic Sea, etc. And since the parents go to classical conversations, I sit in there and learn as well. And we are, our poor library, actually poor anyone who lives in our area, because I've checked out like every book on the Middle Ages right now. And we're going through it. This week we've been learning about Joan of Arc and the 100 Years' War and the Black Plague, which I love to talk about. That's weird. That's definitely weird. So Cece, very, very, very pleased with that. Now let's go to Braden. Braden he just turned 6 years old last month, and he is in kindergarten, and I think he's our math guy. He is really enjoying Abeka. I wasn't sure if he would. Here's the thing though. After about 3 or 4 weeks, I threw out the I still have the teacher's manual on the shelf, but I didn't want to do that anymore. I just decided, let's see what our bear can do. So as far as the worksheets go, we're just working 1 or sometimes 2, depending on how he's doing, 1 or 2 sheets in the workbook at a time. If I need the teacher's manual for various songs and rhymes and things like that, we do that. But as far as the phonics goes, last year was kind of slow to get letter recognition. It's weird. He looks at a letter and he knows its sound better than he knows the actual name of the letter. Is that weird? But we've been working on letter recognition since like the day he came home from the hospital because we read to him constantly. And so he's a little bit of a harder nut to crack, if you will, but it's so fun to watch him learn. So we're working on letter sounds and blends right now, keeping it super chill because he's barely 6 and I'm not pushing it. We're still working through the book, but I am not pushing it hard at all. Numbers he loves. He will do several of those worksheets at a time, and I let him. He's struggling a little bit with cursive, but he's doing it and he likes it. Oh, I gotta say, I'm really surprised about that. He is my gross motor child. Caleb is my fine motor kid. Caleb has had a pen or a pencil, a marker, crayon in his hand since he was 2, drawing all the time. He's still like that. This kid could draw 24/7 if you let him. He loves to draw. Whereas Braden, if you give him a coloring sheet, he doesn't care. He just takes a crayon, he's just like, does not care. But last year in preschool, he learned to write his name, and it like sparked this thing in him. And so now we're working on writing in cursive, which is its own interesting beast. But he's doing it, and when he does, and he also responds very well to praise, and he likes the one-on-one, just him and mommy. He really, really, really likes that. Sometimes I'll actually put him in my lap and we will work on it because he is also left-handed like I am. So I can help him in that way. Oh, what else? So Braden, it's really just the CC memory work, classical conversations memory work, and his phonics and handwriting and math, and that's it. I think that's really it. All I really have to say about that. But I'm super pleased with how everything has gone this year. I feel like the Lord has really blessed us in these opportunities that we have. I don't know if I mentioned it in my video before, but we're also in a co-op that meets twice a month, and it's purely enrichment. It is nothing. It's not heavy in an academic way at all. Caleb is in first hour. It meets for 2 hours or 2 class hours every other Friday. And first hour he has hands-on science, which is an entire semester of science experiments. Who doesn't love that? That's for elementary kids. And then second hour, he is in a creative writing class, which is really cool. Brayden, first hour is in a class about learning. It's the preschool kindergarten group. And then the second hour, what is he in the second? Oh, it's an art class. My friend is teaching the preschool and kindergartners art, and like they learned about Michelangelo this week, you know, who painted the Sistine Chapel. So they actually took all the kids outside and set them under a chair and taped a paper to a chair and had them paint laying on their backs on the ground, which was really cute. So that's going well. And I'm teaching, if you follow me on Instagram, I'm sure you saw this, but I'm teaching an anatomy class to our teenagers in our co-op. There are about 10, yeah, there are 10 of them. And we did a heart dissection this past Friday. We're also going to dissect a sheep brain and a cow eye this semester. And so I'm pumped. The parents are pumped because they don't have to do it at home. I get that. And so yeah, everything's going really well. We're busy with church stuff. We're at a new church. We're busy with Awana and everything there. Both the boys are in Sparkies this year. Oh, what's another thing? Oh, Taekwondo. Caleb is doing great in Taekwondo. He is a senior blue belt. He's like a year and change away from earning his black belt, which is crazy to think about. Brayden just finished a season of soccer with 4 and 5-year-olds, so that was interesting. But that's all that's going on with us. Please continue to keep us in your prayers just for daily stuff, because this is not easy. I don't homeschool because I love it. I mean, I do love it, but that's not why I do it. You can see all of our reasons for homeschooling in previous videos if you want to go check those out. But I hope you're having a great day. And if you're new here, please be sure to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And I would love to hear a comment from you below. Hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.